Breaking news tonight here at 11 o'clock. The federal government wants freedom for former Metro Police Officer Brent Hankison, who is right now in prison in connection to the Breonna Taylor case. Hello, everyone, and good to be with you on this Friday night. I'm Doug Proffitt. Here's the latest we have tonight. Hankison reported to prison in New Jersey on October 9th. He's the only officer involved in the Breonna Taylor raid in 2020 to be convicted. 1 year ago, Hankison was found guilty by a federal jury in Louisville of violating Taylor's civil rights when he fired blindly into her apartment and her neighbors. Now, U.S. Department of Justice Attorney Robert Keenan of the Trump administration says that Hankison should be free while he appeals his 33-month sentence. As we reported last October, Keenan has been critical of how former prosecutors handled this case. In a court filing from the DOJ, Keenan says they have found that Hankison is not a risk or danger to the community if released. No word on when the appeals court could rule in this request. Also new tonight, a former Oldham County official has been indicted on a felony charge. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman says Joseph Ender was indicted today. He's the former deputy judge and executive for Oldham County. An Oldham County grand jury indicted Ender on theft of services greater than $10,000, a Class C felony, and first-degree official misconduct, which is a misdemeanor. According to the indictment, Ender allegedly diverted equipment and employees from the Oldham County Road Department to complete work on his private property. Ender's arraignment is set for January 8th. Brand new here at 11 o'clock, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says state employees who deal with SNAP benefits are right now working throughout the night tonight so that families can see their benefits hit their cards tomorrow. More than 600,000 Kentuckians, as well as nearly 600,000 Hoosiers, went without federal food assistance during the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. So tonight, right here on the night team, we wanted to check back in with the people who have been helping those who are waiting for their SNAP benefits moment by moment. The generous hearts who are also delivering food. WHAS 11 Night Team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Levi Hammer tell us how this food pantry is optimistic this will ease the demand that they've been seeing this month.
After Kentuckians were told they would not receive their SNAP benefit money in November, just 2 weeks later, Governor Andy Beshear says that's changing. And we spoke with a food pantry delivery service covering Kentuckiana, who says they've seen an increase in demand just within the first half of this month.
Well, now they can just look at that shelf and say, I'll take this off this shelf and this off that shelf.
It's the mission of REACH, food program for kids, that no child goes hungry.
We have Thanksgiving orders coming up, so we're feeding 113 families this Thanksgiving.
But since SNAP benefits were paused, they've seen an increase in demand.
In Kentuckiana in October, we sent out 219 orders to southern Indiana and Kentucky. That fed 483 children. To date in November, and we're only halfway through the month, we've sent out 510 orders and we fed 1,140 children.
This food pantry, based in New Albany, Indiana, also delivers to Jefferson and Bullitt counties in Kentucky.
I've had conversations, and with the food requests that come in, it even says, if I get my SNAP benefits out, I won't need this food. You know, people, the whole reason for the influx is because of the SNAP benefits being unavailable.
Relief is on the way for these volunteers, as Governor Beshear announces the state hopes to release all funds for SNAP recipients in Kentucky by Saturday.
And we are pushing them as fast as we can. So the federal government's provided their charts, the states worked through theirs. Now it's up to those vendors to get those dollars out.
That is great, because what we give them is not going to sustain them. And we operate on donations, we operate on the goodness of people's hearts giving us monetary money to buy food. It's not enough to feed the families.
Although a break seems to be coming, food pantries like this one still request donations to keep families in need fed. In New Albany, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
And we are glad to report they are not stopping. By the way, the REACH food program for kids is hosting a food drive competition in southern Indiana tomorrow. If you'd like to participate in this, make sure to stop by the JC store on Old Capitol Plaza in Corydon, or the JC store, the supermarket there on Highlander Point Drive in Floyd's Knobs between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., a food drive competition. Although the shutdown is over, the future of the Affordable Care Act remains in limbo, particularly the fate of ACA subsidies. The subsidies, also known as tax credits, helped cover the cost of premiums, which were the sticking point in the shutdown. These tax credits are set to expire at the end of the year, and a Senate vote has been promised for later this year. Health policy experts told ABC News that they expect healthcare costs to increase next year. Also new tonight since 6, it's the money year for the Kentucky General Assembly coming up starting in January, or what money exists to spend, at least in our state. Tonight, Louisville's branch of the NAACP held a news conference to list their priorities for the Kentucky budget. At the Ali Center tonight, the organization's annual Freedom Fund banquet. They gave 5 priorities from their September state convention tonight. Now, the resolutions include urging the General Assembly to thoroughly analyze the big, beautiful bill's potential state impact, repeal all of House Bill 4, which eliminated DEI programs and spending on them, and fully fund mandatory pre-K for all. The group is endorsing a school funding plan from the group called Save Our Schools Kentucky.
Kentucky has never been at the top when it comes to education. But here's an opportunity for our legislators to strike out and say, we want to move this state forward, and we're willing to fund our schools at the level that they need to be to, in fact, fulfill their obligations.
The first days of the Kentucky legislative budget session are set to begin in January. Today, the Okolona Fire Department read dozens of letters thanking them for being among the first to race toward the fireball after the crash of the UPS cargo jet. Students from Kennedy Elementary School writing over 50 of these letters like the ones you see right here on your screen. All of the Okolona firefighters responded to the UPS plane crash that night, last Tuesday night. Congressman Morgan McGarvey honored the entire department today by documenting their bravery in the congressional record, surprising a few firefighters.
Never had anything like that happen before. Never met a congressman before, so super awesome.
People do deserve to know the cause of this as quickly as possible. People need answers. We want that. We also want it to be correct, right, and thorough, so we are pushing for that balance.
Federal investigators are expected to issue a preliminary report within about 30 days from the night of the crash, which would time out to early December at the very latest. We've got big traffic for you next as we take you live over the Ohio River right now. This is the Kennedy Bridge, and it's closed right now for overnight repair work. Look right there, no cars anywhere on those lanes. You can navigate the potential headache, and we're going to tell you how right here next on the Night Team.
And we also have a closure on 71 southbound due to an accident. I'll have those details and your weekend forecast coming up after the break. Here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.